Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Speaking Nerd podcast, hosted by yours truly for today and today only. How are you doing today? One wonderful
Terrible.
geeks and losers. In a good way. The Chris Evans way.
Don't ever say that.
And welcome today with my co-hosts, Alter and Marvel. So Swifty is not here yet, and I'm not sure if he's going to be here at all, but we shall see.
Yeah.
Now,
So what are we doing today?
we are doing the best subject matter of any Speaking Nerd podcast episode of all time. Top 10 live-action comic book television shows.
Okay.
Now, do you mind if I start with number 10?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, our number 10 pick is Agent Carter, which is a bit of an underrated show, if I say so myself, because pretty much nobody talks about it anymore, even though I think it's fantastic. It's a great period spy series, giving more insight into what happened after Cap went in the ice. Haley Atwell does a fantastic job in the role, as always. Stand out from Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I mean, the first Avenger. Very tired, so don't get mad at me.
Mm-hmm.
Just wish it wasn't canceled after 2 seasons, which I think is a big bummer. What do you guys think of Agent Carter?
I think it's fine. Like I've watched I haven't really watched it in full. Like I've seen like the first couple episodes, but from what I've seen, it's pretty enjoyable stuff, like I got to say. So,
I think the way it looks, like visually, is really good too.
yeah.
And like the uniform or whatever of Agent Carter really stands out.
Right.
Really great.
Mhm.
So Alter is back because he dipped for a second for some reason.
Cuz his internet shit on him.
Alter, what are your thoughts on Agent Carter?
Oh, fuck, I hadn't seen the show.
I haven't. Great, fantastic.
No, not at all. Why am I here? I'm not even allowed to be here. Alright, cool.
How much of any of this did you actually hear?
Probably like none of it.
I'm just gonna go to our next pick, number 9, the Wonder Woman 70s show with the iconic Linda Carter, who is Wonder Woman, as we all know.
Fuck, what is the topic? I just joined. I heard nothing.
Top 10 live-action comic book television shows.
Alright, well, both of these picks are wrong.
No, you can get out of here. So, okay, number 9, Wonder Woman, the 70s Wonder Woman show. Fantastic classic show. A lot of
Carter's
nostalgia.
fine woman.
Comment. A lot of nostalgia for this show. Linda Carter has a great presence and plays a fantastic Wonder Woman. Also, the theme song and style is awesome. And, I mean, the show is just really defined the Wonder Woman character of that time. The same way that Christopher Reeve's Superman defined Superman. And Tim Burton's Batman defined Batman. So it's just a really fun show, and the costume they use for Wonder Woman is awesome, and Linda Carter completely embodies the character.
Mhm.
Also, it's the only time we've gotten Wonder Woman on television, besides the canceled TV show. What's her name?
Oh, you're talking about the late 2000s
The one where
one.
she wears jeans.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Okay. Next to our number 8 pick, Batman the 66 show, which is a classic and is the best live action depiction
One
of
more L, I
Batman.
swear.
Don't at me.
Sure.
What else can I say about this show? Fantastic, incredibly campy
Yeah, you can say it's
stories
horrible
in
and
here.
then move on.
Get out of here. You have no taste. It's such a fun show. Adam West and Burt
I like
Ward
the
put the parts
show,
of
but
Batman
my
and Robin
God.
perfectly. They embody the characters, perfectly. This is the best adaptation of comic to screen visually for the Silver Age. That is undeniable.
I'll agree with that, I guess. The Silver
Okay,
Age.
what-
But then again, the Silver Age is also when he had shark repellent. So just keep talking, keep telling yourself that.
Actually, that came from the movie.
present.
So suck it.
That's what I think it is.
Okay, what are you guys' thoughts on Batman 66?
That's a show. Your take is horrible.
No, I'm right.
Definitely like influential for comic book shows, and really laid the groundwork for superheroes in live action, especially in TV. In that case, for the shows of the 70s like Wonder Woman, the Incredible Hulk, just that kind of stuff. Like, it really made a mark on pop culture. Really.
Yeah, I don't
I
think
will agree with that.
I don't think any of the picks on this list would exist without Batman 66.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on to number 7, The Flash. As you all know, it is a show that I love a lot. My absolute favorite television shows, period. Grant Gustin is a perfect and definitive Barry Allen, The Flash. I mean, best live action version of The Flash, period. Seasons 1 and 2 are some of my favorite pieces of superhero media outside the comics.
Mm-hmm.
Writing spectacular. It's fun. The Flash.
Right.
What are you guys' takes on The Flash?
It definitely was part of a kind of resurgence for superheroes in television, because if you look back at the 2000s, like, rarely did we get a superhero show that, that was either based on a comic book or stayed true to a comic book. Like, you'd get stuff like the Cape and all these other kind of weird kind of shows, but the Flash like really made an effort to not only stay true to the comics but also do something kind of creative and interesting with the character and his world. So I'd say like the first 2 seasons are definitely like one of like some of the best stuff out of the 2010s when it comes to like superhero media, but can't really say the same for the rest of the show. But
I think season 1 is like a perfect season of television for me, because I mean I don't know what happened with the other seasons, but this first 2 seasons are just really well written and really well acted. Everything. I do think season 4 is good, but don't add me.
Well, you're just wrong on that.
What's your take on The Flash, Alter?
Okay, so The Flash was one of those shows that used to be like some of my favorite superhero media ever. Till after like season 2, everything fell off hard. Bottom just slapped, fell on right on top of its head. That show now sucks, but yeah, it was great back in the first 2 seasons.
Mm.
That's all I gotta say. Fuck the Arrowverse.
I agree with all of that. I think Flash is coming back in this current season. Not quite there yet,
No,
but
it
I
ain't,
think it's coming
son.
back.
No, it's not.
This is my episode, so
One
you
never
can
reached the quality of
shut
season 1 and 2.
Okay, let's go to our next pick, number 6, Constantine.
Underrated.
This it lasted for 1 season, and this is absolutely like a season of perfect comic book television. Like, I don't see any flaws in it at all. And Matt Ryan is the perfect Constantine. I don't want to hear any Keanu Reeves. Matt Ryan is perfect Constantine. Period.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fantastically eerie and stylized occult investigation show where Matt Ryan rocks it as John Constantine. It's got everything: demons, ghouls, exorcisms, and awesome horror elements. It only has one 13-episode season because NBC sucks. It's just a brilliant show. And it didn't even get it didn't even get its finale, which just sucks. So the episode it did end on is a great episode. Just hope we got more. What are you guys' thoughts on Constantine?
I didn't really watch it when it was airing. I didn't really care enough about it because, Constantine was never really my go-to like top 10 character. Like I just before the show, and even when it was airing, like I didn't really find it too interesting. But it did give us Matt Ryan, who does a great job with the character, and
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even know the character existed until I watched the show.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I was familiar because I was keeping up with the New 52 at the time, and Justice League Dark was a really popular title. So, yeah, Matt Ryan is pretty much the de facto Constantine, and whenever he shows up in anything, he's always given his like A game, and but I can't really say much about the show. I haven't watched it, so.
Should. It's fantastic.
Hmm.
I'm gonna guess if you haven't watched it, Alter hasn't watched it.
Probably not.
Alter, have you watched any of it?
Nope.
Okay then.
Good answer.
Your mission after this episode is to watch Constantine and Agent Carter.
Your mission after this episode is to get off my nuts.
Your mission after this episode is to shut your mouth. And I am talking. So our next pick is probably going to be an obvious one if you know me really well. Arrow, which is one of my favorite television shows, like in general.
Really now.
Okay, don't get mad at me. I mean, did you not realize this?
I never would have guessed that you would put it on this list.
Wow. It's one of my favorite anythings ever. I recognize the flaws. I recognize them. But Stephen Amell is a perfect Oliver Queen and Green Arrow. Show has been there for me in a way when nothing was consistent in my life. Action is engaging. Action is brilliant, and the acting is brilliant. Stories are very touching, and it's amazing. What are you guys' takes on Arrow?
For me, it's kind of the same case I have with The Flash, where the first two seasons are, amazing stuff, like absolutely incredible. And then, I just kind of fell off after that. And just like with The Flash, season four is like one of the worst things I've ever seen on television. And the thing about the Arrow, though, is that it, had a lot more better seasons than The Flash. It's pretty consistent throughout, and it had some really satisfying moments around the end, and but
Also, season 5 exists.
yes, but yeah, I love Stephen Amell. Most of the side characters and villains I really enjoy a lot. So definitely a good watch for sure.
What about you, Alter?
I've watched Arrow all the way through, so I can definitely tell you that it is probably my favorite show to come from the CW and the Arrowverse. It my only really flaws with the series are full season 4 existing, and fact that it kind of I don't know, man. This didn't really feel like Green Arrow all that much. Like some parts kind of feel kind of like tried too hard to be like Christian Bale's Batman. But besides that, I feel like uh I feel like the show is like peak comic book television.
Yeah, I agree. Um,
Agree with me?
next pick
That's
is
the first.
this next pick is a more recent show, and it's actually a Marvel show, unlike a lot of my picks on here. WandaVision is my number 4 pick. A brilliant, colorful, and incredibly imaginative piece from Marvel, which is really out of left field compared to what Marvel creates, sort of a uniform style, which isn't necessarily bad, but WandaVision is just a breath of fresh air. Beautifully made episodes, fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
What are you guys' thoughts on WandaVision?
Um, go watch our episode on WandaVision if you want to know what I think about it.
You view whore.
Wow. Just say something, guys. I
Um,
want to pan the
I'll
runtime.
say something. Right, so WandaVision. I'm gonna say what I probably said in my review. Go check that out, by the way. WandaVision is probably the best thing that Marvel's put out in years, like since.
My third pick is not going to be surprising if anyone talked to me during my coronavirus quarantine. Stargirl is my third pick
okay.
because I mean it's honestly hard to just explain how great this show is. I mean it's only gotten one season and it won me over so well. It's in my top 3 spot. The show is absolutely perfectly brilliant. It's colorful. It's colorful and so human. It reminds me of when I first watched the Raimi Spider-Man movies and the Donner Superman films.
Mm-hmm.
When I first read comics, it just makes me believe in superheroes again. It's just amazing. Plus, it looks like a movie, which I
Mm-hmm.
think elevates its quality,
Yeah.
whilst it having some brilliant performances
Right.
and writing. Like, amazing writing for a superhero show. What are your thoughts on Stargirl?
I haven't watched it in full. I've watched at least the first episode.
You gotta get on that.
It was just one
Gotta
of
get
those
on
things where it was like I was just kind of done with the CW after Crisis hit, and it was just like
It is nothing like a CW show.
yeah,
I mean, it was made by HBO Max, so
yeah.
you should absolutely get on that.
But yeah, looks pretty interesting. Definitely have to watch it. I got like 20 other fucking shows I need to get through, but
Watch Stargirl first because it's better than all of them. Unless one of them is Smallville.
except for whatever else on your list, including Smallville. All right,
Except for the next two on the list.
all right, what's
Those
next?
are the only ones that are better than Stargirl. Okay, number 2 we got Daredevil, which, as we all know, is like, you know, like near peak superhero television.
It is truly cinema.
I mean, it's literally cinema. Like, the people that made Daredevil know how to make great films more than the people who are making MCU movies.
Mm.
And that just shows you how great the show is. I mean, not to be a true film bro, but the cinematography is on point.
Okay, I'm gonna say something a little controversial, I guess, in your eyes, but I would say Daredevil at its worst is still better than the CW at its best. So,
It's not false.
because you got the first.
That's why I put.
Yeah,
I mean, that's why I put Daredevil at number 2.
yeah,
I put it over every CW show.
but it's just like it's the thing where it's like first season absolutely
I mean,
spectacular.
Daredevil has better fighting choreography than any episode of Arrow.
Yeah.
Better acting than a superhero show, including, most of all, Catwoman and Supergirl.
Yeah.
Which have had truly abysmal acting, like just quality in general.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just like
I would never disagree with that, because Daredevil is like one of the greatest it's one of the greatest comic book media things outside of the comic books, period. I mean, it's probably, might get some hate for this, but I think it's probably better than most of the MCU.
And I would say yes. Like
Like, it's better than first 2 Thor movies, all Hulk movies, the Avengers movies.
by all Hulk movies you mean one. Like
technically there's the one we try to forget. I mean, technically everyone tries to forget both of them, but
yeah.
The Ang Lee, whatever.
Yeah,
Technically can't.
I guess, well, you can make that connection, but it's just like it doesn't really line up at all. So
doesn't the origin of Bruce Banner connect both of them?
not really, no.
It probably did.
The ending like is kind of weird because it ends with him in like South America, and then
that's the beginning.
And then he starts the MCU.
Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, and then he starts the MCU in like
South America.
Yeah, so
That's why I think it has to be connected.
I'd say like at most it's like spiritual sequel, but
spiritual sequel at most.
But
anyways, aside from all of that aside,
Anyway, Daredevil.
Daredevil is it's cinema. It's it's Marty certified cinema. Like even though the MCU is not cinema, if Marty watched Daredevil, he'd be like, "It's cinema."
It's literally perfection.
Yeah, I mean,
On almost all
it's literal
levels.
perfection.
Yeah.
I think Charlie Cox is one of the greatest superhero actors. Period. Like, up there with Christopher Reeve, Kevin Conroy.
It's definitely top 10 for sure.
Yeah. Robert Downey Jr. They're the best.
Yeah, and even villains too, like Wilson Fisk, like phenomenal stuff.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
Yeah.
And if they don't make a Daredevil movie, I will sue. You know who I'm gonna have represent me? Murdoch, played by Charlie Cox.
Jesus Christ.
So if you two have the same last name, does that mean you're related?
No.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame right there.
No, his is like COX, but
Yeah.
Anyway,
change your last name.
onto your yeah, I might. So I guess the next pick is your number one, which obviously is Smallville.
The number one pick, yeah, it's Smallville because Smallville is absolute cinema at its finest, and it's absolutely brilliant. And as I said with Daredevil, the cinematography is on point. Like, the guys who were making this show knew what they were doing, because I definitively believe that Smallville is better than the entirety of the MCU and DCEU.
Mm-hmm.
I'm absolute resolute, believe that Smallville is better than all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Because Tom Welling is a perfect Clark Kent, and it would have been amazing to see him in a Superman movie. And he is the best Superman. So, and actually second best.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like him and Christopher Reeve are toe to toe for me. Michael Rosenbaum is the best Lex Luthor, and Tom Welling is the best Clark Kent. And I think the relationship between Lex and Clark is so much more interesting than being friends before enemies.
Hmm.
And I love that the show focuses on what's the most important thing about Superman, which is Smallville. Because that little human element is what makes Superman Superman.
Mm.
Plus, that theme song is a banger. I will never stop saying that.
In your mind, sure.
Also, we got a Christopher Reeve appearance several times. And we got a Margot Kidder appearance. Who's obvious. Those two are obviously the best Superman.
No,
The
I
Donner
got
films.
one Superman show.
And out here, Margot Kidder is probably number 2 or 3 on Lois Lane because I think that Lois Lane in Smallville is the best Lois Lane in Definitive, the character.
Agree, disagree. Shot.
Yeah.
Walter, I think you're just wrong. So what are your thoughts on Smallville, Marvel?
To me, Smallville is a product of the 2000s, and I don't really see it any more than that. I mean, I enjoy it for sure, but I definitely don't see it the same way you do. Like,
Same.
You know what it is better than?
Not Daredevil,
Steel.
that's for sure.
I think it is better than Daredevil. They're close,
What?
obviously. But
What did you say?
Smallville has a leg up on Daredevil.
Have
With
more
what?
seasons? Oh boy.
It's not the season count. It's the amount of effort that the creators put into the character. And of course, the creators of Daredevil put a lot of effort into that show, and it shows.
It's just your personal nostalgia.
Not nostalgia because I didn't watch it when it was running. So this is just purely from my enjoyment of it.
Yeah, that's to me that's a hard disagreement right there. It's just
And again, I put Daredevil in number 2. So I'm not saying I hate Daredevil because I love Daredevil. But one, Superman is my third favorite superhero. So that's one of the reasons Smallville is always gonna be harder for me.
mm-hmm.
And 2, I just think Smallville is just much better than Daredevil, which doesn't lessen how great Daredevil is. I just think they're both great shows.
Mm.
Smallville isn't even the best live action DC.
But yeah, it is.
In your
I beg to
mind,
differ. It's
sure.
Gotham, my friend.
No, Gotham sucks. Bye.
Further, shut up.
Did you see that Batman costume in the last episode?
Yeah, look better than the Superman costume in Smallville.
It's false.
Known fact.
I mean, he's not wrong, especially for like around the end of the series when he's literally just wearing like a red leather jacket. Like that's
Are you seriously
that is lame.
agreeing
Come
that
on.
the Batman costume at the end of Gotham is good?
We're not saying it's good, we're saying it's better.
No, it's not.
At least they put more effort into the Batman costume than
It looks
Just-
like a Batman costume.
You call that effort?
it's not much, but it's more than just a leather jacket.
Tom Welling did have the Superman suit on in the last episode, though. So
That was
That's
or-
because all you can afford. You can't
it was
afford a
literally
Batman
the
costume.
Superman Returns like model that they plastered his face on top of.
it's still a good suit.
No.
Yeah.
It is.
But
And
it's
it's
yeah,
one
Batman.
of
no.
the best
Man of
superhero
Steel.
shows, Batman the Animated Series.
We're talking about live action.
I know, but I'm talking about shows. On live action, best superhero show of all time.
PTAS is my favorite animated show. I mean, favorite animated show and favorite animated comic book show.
Mm-hmm.
And Smallville is my favorite live action comic book show.
And my favorite live action comic book show would have to be probably. Whew, God, now I gotta think. Maybe it's Daredevil?
Daredevil got number 2 for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's either Daredevil or. What?
I just have a stronger connection to the Superman character and a stronger and it the show of Smallville resonates more for me.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to think. What is my favorite live action?
Well,
superhero
I
show?
have a list
Is it Daredevil?
if you just want me to go through that first while he thinks about it.
Yeah, you can go through your list.
Okay. I'm not really gonna go too long with these since some of these are just kind of from your list. So,
Because I think the best superhero shows are just kind of clear at this point.
They're not, but okay.
And Birds of Prey will never be on any list.
No. All right. Anyway,
screw you guys.
so my 10th spot is Jessica Jones. Now this is mostly here because the first season is amazing. The other two after that are, to me, really disappointing because
I'm gonna be super honest. I have not seen Jessica Jones.
I have not seen half of these shows. I'm sorry.
at the very least watch the first season because
I want to watch it sometime because I love David Tennant.
yeah, David Tennant is amazing as Zebediah Kilgrave, and like besides Vincent D'Onofrio, like he is like the standout Marvel Netflix villain. Like he is absolutely incredible, and not only
You
that,
got a
but
bald guy
like,
and a bearded guy.
and I mean, not only that, but Kristen Ritter, Jessica Jones is an incredible character as well. Like just
I'm all for Kingpin's superiority, so.
yeah, great first season. Everything else after it, I'd just skip out entirely. But
You know what is funny?
what's that?
Two favorite live action comic book shows have the bad guys are bald guys.
Yeah.
It's in the Kingpin.
All right, so number 9 is a show I kind of mentioned a little earlier, and that is the Incredible Hulk from the 70s.
Oh yeah, it's really good. It didn't make my list, but it's really good.
Yeah, definitely like
Haven't seen that show either.
I'd say this is definitely the standout when it comes to the 70s kind of superhero era shows. Like for me, is this and Wonder Woman, and Wonder Woman is just
I mean,
slightly like I
weren't
put
really
this a
any
little
other
higher,
ones.
but yeah, uh, David Banner, amazing stuff. Lou Ferrigno's Hulk, like the only time we're ever gonna get Hulk in live action, like actual, like true live action rather than just CGI.
CGI.
But
Because Lou Ferrigno is a beast.
yes.
I met him in real life. Cool dude. And he's still big.
He is. But yeah, great show. Check it out. So number 8 for me is Arrow. Not really gonna say much because I already said
I mean, you already
what I
went
said
into
earlier.
it,
So, but yeah. Anyway, number 7 is The Flash from 1990.
Yes, that's a great show.
For me, I enjoy this as a whole more than the CW Flash. Not that it doesn't have any merit or anything, but it's just like I find this to be a really fun and entertaining series. Like John Wesley Shipp is like a really great Barry Allen, and even the side
Yeah,
characters.
I think so too. I mean, two things I'd love for like a HBO Max continuation of that show. And I wish we could have gotten a crossover between Michael Keaton Batman, mostly shit Flash, Linda Carter Wonder Woman, and Christopher Reeve Superman. Because that would have been rad. I mean, like today they could do Linda Carter, Michael Keaton, John Wesley Shipp, and like Brandon Routh.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, really fun, entertaining series, and
yeah, it's a great show.
Yeah. Okay. Number 6 is The Punisher. Netflix Punisher. Just the best portrayal that we've ever gotten on the Punisher anywhere. Because
I think it's one of the only ones.
well, he's had
Like, we got a movie, right?
we had 3 movies. One with
I always forget about this.
Dolph Lundgren from 1989, I think. Uh, and then the 2004 movie with Thomas Jane, and then Punisher Warzone with I forget the guy's name, but yeah, the really batshit insane one. But like Netflix Punisher,
I
like
have all 3.
I have the 2004 movie and Punisher Warzone on Blu-ray, but yeah, Netflix Punisher, like super grounded, like John Bernthal, incredible take on the character. I feel like some elements were kind of lost between his appearance in Daredevil season 2 in his own series, um, but still, like, amazing show nonetheless, and not really much else to say. But anyway, next
I
up,
loved when he met Daredevil.
yeah, like he was the
And
best thing about Daredevil season 2.
true.
And
And I would love for like a if Tom Holland Spider-Man ever gets good. I'd love for a Punisher Spider-Man story.
I want Kingpin to show up in a Spider-Man movie. Like
I mean, yeah, because that would be awesome. Like the Spider-Man '90s show is like my second favorite animated comic book show.
mm-hmm.
So, I mean, all of those elements would be awesome in different Spider-Man movies.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, number 5, WandaVision. Go check out our podcast on it.
And that was on my list too. Just one number up, I think.
Yeah. Number 4, Batman 66. I already said what I needed to say earlier. So, anyway, moving on to number 3, which is Spider-Man, or Japanese Spider-Man, which a lot of people don't talk. A lot of people don't talk about, but I think this show is a lot of fun, and definitely better than what we got in North America in terms of a live-action Spider-Man show. But
I mean, didn't we get like one?
We did, yeah. In the 70s,
including the Electric Company or whatever it's called.
Yeah, he was on the Electric Company. And then
I mean that's obviously cinema right there.
He had
on God.
And then he got his own show on CBS, and it was really bad. But it has a really kick-ass.
Have a physical release?
No. I wish they did though, because I would buy it in a heartbeat.
Imagine if we got a Tom Holland Disney Plus show, not with any Tom Watts.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be great.
But
like if the people who did Daredevil did the Spider-Man show.
But back to the Japanese Spider-Man show. If you're into Japan, then I mean you'll pretty much find something to enjoy about this. Like
if you like Power Rangers.
Yeah, definitely.
Or
Fun
if you
fact.
Want to smoke a blunt real quick and put it on.
Fun fact. Without this show, Power Rangers wouldn't exist. Like this.
Yeah, this is a great NerdSync video about it.
Yeah. Yeah, super fun, really zany, and definitely worth a watch if you can find it.
He made an appearance in Spider-Verse comic series.
Yeah, he is gonna be in Spider-Verse.
I mean, in the original Spider-Verse series, he appeared. I guess he's making a comeback.
Yeah.
I gotta ask one thing though. Does that mean that the Red Ranger is just Spider-Man from a different universe?
It's possible.
This is meant as a joke. Please don't take it seriously.
Anyway, at my number 2 spot, is The Boys on Amazon Prime. It's
W.
I've never watched that.
it
Oh my
is
god.
I've never been interested.
it is great. It's gotten
Save
2
that
seasons so far, and it's probably like one of the darkest superhero shows we have right now, but like in terms of quality, it's like really top
You know how
notch.
much I love darkness.
Yeah, you love
Even
being
though my
sad.
favorite comic book show is Smallville.
Um, yeah, you definitely love being sad, but yeah, yeah, The Boys, incredible cast. Um, the kind of outlaw group, uh, with Billy Butcher and whoever else, really compelling stuff, and also the antagonists, which are the superheroes of that world, really fun characters like Homelander, especially, which is basically the Superman archetype, is one of my favorite characters on television right now. Like, it's absolutely
I,
incredible
I,
stuff.
I see a lot of stuff about that show on Twitter.
Yeah.
I've never been interested enough to watch it.
I recommend this show like to everybody. Like, it's just if you have a Prime account, like be sure to check it out. It has like
Sorry, I'm
the
too busy watching Chuck.
and Smallville. Fucking
Smallville's on Hulu. So.
lame. It's- but
Virgin.
yeah. The end, like
As you
the
all
ending to season 1 is one of my favorite twist endings of all time.
Good thing I don't know it.
It's great.
Do not say it. I haven't finished season 1 of The Boys.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
haven't watched one episode.
I
of
won't
Boys.
spoil it, but like it's really good. But anyway, number 1, Daredevil, of course. Like I mentioned earlier, true, like if you look up the word perfection in the dictionary, you'll find a picture of Charlie Cox Daredevil. Like there's
Well, I mean, after a picture of Tom Welling.
no.
Okay.
No.
And they're like side by side in the dictionary.
No,
they're not.
Not even close.
Smallville is 10 seasons of perfection.
Tim Daly is the best Superman.
No. He's like
Henry
number 3.
Cavill is the best Superman.
Okay, that's a straight lie.
You're a straight lie. Your whole life is a lie.
I will not stand for that. Henry Cavill is a good casting,
Continue to say it.
but the writing and direction for his Superman is not Superman. And it's
Suck my
entirely
balls
visible.
right here. Suck my dick, white America.
I think
Thank you.
I think we went into that during the Swifty video talking about
Henry Cavill's a good actor, but his Superman sucks. Alright.
but
Had to say it.
So is your Superman, so I mean.
No.
yeah, that's the end of my list. So
I'll give a top 3 real quick.
Boy.
Yeah, okay, so top 3 favorite superheroes.
It's gonna be Beware the Batman, Beware the Batman, Beware the Batman.
That's an animated series.
Dick.
So eat my ass. All
Anyway,
the way through
um,
penetration, but
anyway, what's your
Have one.
what's your list, Alter?
okay, I'm trying to think. I'm looking at my shelf right now. Gotham,
Okay.
Ooh, garbage.
be Gotham. Maybe Batman 66. This probably wouldn't be like a top 3. This is just 3 I can think of that would be
Okay.
on my list. Would be Gotham, Batman 66, and Daredevil, and the Punisher.
Mm.
I'm gonna go Jack
Final
Kirby.
thoughts,
Oh,
everybody?
Oh, comic books are great. That was my final thought.
Lots of good material, and I'm excited to see
AJ
what.
has no
it's,
taste.
it's,
Hope I have all the taste.
um, yeah, lots of good shows. Really excited to see what they do next in terms of superhero TV.
Hmm.
Can't wait for that Batmobile show.
One for children.
Yeah, no one got that reference, and I'm sad that no one got that reference. But
I knew the reference.
educational
It's gonna be a
educational cartoon.
toddler show.
What are we doing in the podcast?
Okay. Final thoughts. Smallville cinema, Daredevil cinema. Good night, everybody. Stay safe. Buckle your seatbelts. Don't get coronavirus if you can. Wear your mask unless you're inside.
Don't
or
do
in a bar.
drugs.
Subscribe, kill yourself.
That's just stupid. Stay safe. Wash your hands. And stay nerdy. Tune in next time. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Subscribe. I will force feed you Xanax.